Hey there folks, Aldershot here, and today we're going to do an impression on Killing Floor 2, developed by Tripwire Interactive, and on sale on Steam at the regular price, around $30 USD. Now this game is still in early access, so I want to remind the folks out there by the time you watch this, the game could have very well been changed, okay? Just to keep that in mind. But anyways, this is obviously the sequel to the very first Killing Floor, which was quite a popular online co-op shooter, if you will. Obviously, Killing Floor 2 is very much still the same thing, but updated and fancier looking. Let's see, we'll jump into a game, but at the end of the video, we'll talk a little bit more about the game's options and any extra special features that it might have. But for the time being, let's just, like I said, jump into a game. So we talk a little bit more about that. Online matchmaking. Let's do that. Excuse me. Had to get my my war cry in before we start. Anyways, we're just gonna wait for the game to react. There we go. Sometimes I don't know why. It's probably because it's still in early access, but the look online matchmaking button gets stuck sometimes. It takes a little while before it actually reacts. Anyways, we're in the lobby system right now. Looks like it's just us at the moment. So, I guess I should probably talk about some of this lobby stuff. Now, before you jump into any game, you get the opportunity to choose one of 4 perks. Perks is basically kind of like the class system. I think if you guys played the first Killing Floor, you might be quite familiar with this. But currently, there's only 4 perks or classes, whatever you want to call it, at the moment. But I do believe the developers mentioned that they're planning on adding upwards to 10 perks when they finalize the game. But currently, again, there's only 4. But the ones that are available is Berserker, Commando, Support, and Field Medic. And Berserker basically is kind of like your melee class, whereas Commando really serves as like a rifleman, you know, like a gun specialist, if you will. And then you also have your support, which does a little bit of crowd control, where you can weld the doors shut, which definitely helps things out. He's also really good with a shotgun, so if you're into shotgun, support might be a thing for you. Then we also have the Field Medic, which is exactly as it sounds. He's a medic, you know, the class that everyone wants to play with, but no one ever wants to play. And I'm certainly not going to contribute, because as you can see, I've been playing mostly the Commando class. Something to note about the Berserker is that they've actually kind of changed them up a little bit in this one, from what I hear. Like in the first Killing Floor, it's mostly like he uses swing weapons, right? The Berserker class, like axes or swords or, I don't know, logs of wood or something like that. Whereas in this one, you can actually get machineries, kind of like a rotary saw sort of thing, where you can kind of chop your enemies in half with that, rather than just having to swing a baseball bat all the time. So that's kind of changed and kind of new, and they've done some tweaks and changes around with all the current classes from the first Killing Floor. Although, I'll be completely honest, guys, I haven't actually played a whole lot of the first Killing Floor. I played a little bit of it, but not a whole lot. I was playing mostly Left 4 Dead at the time, but I've definitely been playing a lot of Killing Floor 2. I've been enjoying that. But I did play a little bit of Killing Floor 1, so I know a little tiny bit of what that game entails. But also, you can also customize the visuals, your vanity stuff. You know, you can choose from a variety of different characters. Right now we're just choosing the lady. You can choose basically hair color, which isn't too much, and your body color essentially, which again isn't too much. And you got some accessories to choose from, which again isn't too much, right? So basically what I'm trying to say is the vanity customization is fairly lackluster in this game currently, but it is in early access. I'm pretty sure they'll be adding more. Anyone familiar with the first Killing Floor is quite familiar with all the vanity DLCs that is available in that game. But there's also perks over here as well, which basically kind of serves almost like as a skill tree. Let's see, can we get into here? Here we go, configure, right? With different sections off, and you can get improved reload or better healing items if you're a medic, or call out, which allows you to see cloaked enemies a bit easier. So all that kind of crazy doodad, so you can actually specialize your character a little bit. But anyways, we've been staring at this menu long enough, and we did have someone join, but he left. We're going to just ready up and jump into a game solo. Hopefully some people will join us. It is pretty late in the night time I'm recording this, so I don't know if that'll happen or not, but let's just hope. This is only normal mode right now, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. Although I gotta admit, this game is definitely pretty challenging. I've been playing mostly on normal, couple rounds on hard. I'm no expert by any means, guys. Let's just make that perfectly clear. And my gameplay is going to be even worse while I'm recording and commentating at the same time. So there is also that. But anyways, as I was saying, the game is actually fairly challenging, I have to say. Even on normal, especially if you're new to the series, the first boss is kind of a tough mofo, I gotta say. He can kill you pretty damn quick. He definitely got a couple tricks up his sleeves as well. But I do enjoy it. I do like the challenge level of this game currently has. Obviously, you know, you're going to want to aim for the head. Like I said, this is a shooter McGee kind of game. You know, you shoot things, you get items, you get guns, I mean, and all that kind of stuff. You just kind of go round from round and killing a whole bunch of mobs, and hopefully you don't end up dying. Ammo and armor and all that kind of stuff is also a thing that you have to keep in mind. All these things are pretty obvious, I think. This is basically horde mode online, right? But it's really well designed. Horde mode is what I'm trying to say. The gunplay is absolutely fantastic. Let's see, we finished the first round. So in between each round, you can get the opportunity to follow this helpful blue arrow here that points you to the next kind of like store or checkpoint or whatever you want to call it. And once I get there, we'll have the opportunity to upgrade our arsenal. Now, for the people who's coming from the first killing floor, this is, you know, all very familiar stuff. This is not much different from the first killing floor formula, right? Round from round, in between rounds, upgrade your arsenal, etc., etc. Let's see, we don't quite have enough for the ball pop, which is our next rifle in our class. So what we're going to do is sell our current rifle and buy the ball pop here. There we go. We'll fill the ammo in the clips, and we're out of money. Okay, we're good to go. Now you can actually buy a degree of different weapons as well. I've heard in the first killing floor they nerfed some weapons if you're not playing it with the proper class, but they changed that in this killing floor. This is all conjecture and hearsay that I'm repeating to you guys right now, just because, again, I'm not that familiar with the first killing floor, but that is something that people's been telling me, that usability of weapons is a little bit more versatile in this game. So there you go, take that as you will. But I gotta say, the gameplay or the gunplay in this game is pretty damn fantastic. Really fun to, you know, shoot a whole bunch of stuff with in this game. They've done a really good job at kind of adding some bullet physics. You know, there's bullet drop off, and the way the weapon recoils and reacts, whether you're crouched or standing still or moving. You know, it all affects the way your gun will react and where your bullets go and all that kind of dandy stuff. And it's done really, really well. I gotta say, it feels good. It feels really, really good. Like a game like this, it could have been just a mindless shooter very, very easily, with very almost like Half-Life feeling shooting mechanics. But no, they definitely went above and beyond as far as the way this gun handles. Actually, I think the way the gun handles in this game feels as good, if not better, than a lot of our modern military FPS games that's available. So they definitely did their best effort as far as the gunplay is concerned in this game. And I think that's appropriate, considering, you know, this is killing floor. You'll be using your gun a whole lot, right? So that makes sense. But anyways, so yeah, the gunplay is good. The gunplay is really good. It's very, very enjoyable. And I'm not sure you guys noticed already, but if you guys played the first killing floor, I think you'll already notice that this game has definitely improved on its visuals and in its audio as well. Visuals, you know, they updated to, I believe, the Unreal 3 engine, but they modified it with some Unreal 4 features, etc., etc. So it looks good. It looks a lot more modern, that's for sure. But anyways, let's see if we can get our next gun, which is the AK. Doesn't look like we can afford it, so what we'll do is just refill our ball pup. And we'll save our money for next round. Hopefully we'll get the next gun in our arsenal. But anyways, yeah, the graphics, it looks good. Definitely a huge improvement over the first Killing Floor. The blood effects, the gore effects is all wonderfully done, as it would be, you know, for a game that's called Killing Floor. I don't have it on, but I believe you can actually turn on, like, all the body parts stay and not disappear, and you can literally see the floor being filled by things that you've killed, hence Killing Floor. Right? So it gets pretty crazy as far as the gore is concerned. So if you're sensitive to gore, this might not be the game for you. But if you like the gore, this is definitely the game for you. So yeah, it plays good. It looks good. What else? It sounds good too. Hopefully I got the audio turned up loud enough so you guys can hear it. But it has a pretty rockin' soundtrack, you know, pretty metal, right? It's the best way I can describe it. It's very, very, very metal, and I like it. Oh god, look at all these things. Well, let's throw out them grenades, because we're in a little bit of trouble. There we go. That should clear things out. Throw another one just for good measures. But yeah, good soundtrack. I probably don't have the audio loud enough for you to actually get a good listen, but it is good. It's very, very classic metal. You know, it's if you think metal, this is what the soundtrack's gonna be. But not just that, you know, the game audio sounds good. The gun sounds about right. It looks like we might die. Let's inject ourselves, and oh god, this is only second round, and I'm probably gonna die. Let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's clear all this stuff away and run the hell out of here. This is some bad news here. So before I die, I just want to say I like the music. That's what I've been trying to say all along. And as you can see, the game's pretty hard. I'm at, like, no life, which is bad. You do get to inject yourself with a little bit of health as well. It does take a recharge, obviously. Ideally, we'll have a medic with us, but, you know, not all things can be ideal, I suppose. Okay, we're in a little bit better shape. Let's see if we can clear out this round. We are playing solo. I am trying to commentate and play at the same time, so cut me a little bit of slack, guys, okay? But anyways, I've been really enjoying my time with Killing Floor 2, guys. I mean, it's not going to be, you know, the most philosophical game you'll ever play. It's kind of a turn your brain off and enjoy the action kind of game, and I certainly don't mind that. There's definitely a good place for those kind of games. Sorry about that. Some background program closed my game at random, and this is like the second time this week this has happened to me. I'm gonna have to check out what the hell's going on with that. But anyways, as I was saying, by the way, I've joined a different server with actual players in it, so this should be a little bit more interesting anyways. As I was saying, I've been really enjoying my time with Killing Floor 2, I have to say. I mean, I like the action, obviously, and I already mentioned that I really like the gunplay in this game. Like, I really do like how the game feels and the challenge level, and it's just my kind of game, you know? I like to turn my brain off and shoot a whole bunch of dudes sometimes, and this game's really, really well designed for that. Now, I do enjoy this game a whole bunch. I really do, and I can see myself pouring dozens, if not hundreds of hours into this game. But it's not perfect, you know? There's some issues, but most of those issues, I have to say, is mostly has to do it with being in early access. Like, you know, for a game like this, obviously you'll be doing a lot of the same thing over and over again. Oh god, that's a mini boss. Let's get the hell out of here. We're about to die. This is all bad. Anyways, as I was saying, obviously for a game like this, you'll be doing a lot of this running, gunning stuff over and over and over again. Now, most people jumping into these kind of games is very much like, say, Counter-Strike or Left 4 Dead. or any of those kind of games where you expect to do a lot of the same thing over and over again, and that's perfectly fine. However, because this game is still in early access, it's fairly limited in what you can do, just because there's only, oh god, we just died. There's only 4 classes available out of the 10 that's supposed to come once the game's actually finalized. And not all the weapons are in place, and not all the maps are in place, not all the skills are in place. There's things that still needs to be rebalanced, etc, etc. So, you know, the game still is a little bit incomplete, right? And because of all the missing content, it does make the game feel a little bit more monotonous than otherwise would. But nonetheless, I still haven't really felt the burn. I got about 7 hours in. Our team just died, which is horrible. I chose a bad server to join. But yeah, I got about 7 hours in, if you include the beta hours I poured into this game, because I was a part of the beta as well. And then I got roughly 8 to 9 hours into this game. I haven't felt the burn yet. I'm still very much interested in continuing to play. But if you do feel the burn, if you do feel the grind, you start feeling the game to be a bit monotonous, I do feel like it's probably because the game's still in early access and not all the content's available quite yet. So there you go. That's basically Killing Floor 2 in a nutshell. I really like the game, guys. Even though I did kind of complain about the game could potentially feel monotonous because it's still in early access, like I said, I haven't felt the burn, and it really does feel very polished and extremely playable, especially as in early access. So I can say that much. Whether or not you want to invest your money into it in such an early stage of the game, again, 4 out of 10 classes, not all the maps, etc, etc, not all the weapons, it's completely up to you. But from my experience, I've definitely had a good time playing this game currently, and I'm excited to play more of it. Obviously, I'm excited to get a lot better and get off, you know, normal and hard mode and start getting into the really hard stuff, and, you know, getting into the meta, the end game, if you will. The hardest difficulty and all that. So yeah, there we go. Killing Floor 2, definitely enjoyable from my experience so far. But anyways, let's just get out of this for now and start exploring some of the game's extra features as well as options. Now, as far as extra features, not that much, to be completely honest. Mostly just online, and there's only one mode available, which is survival. There's more modes to come, of course. Again, early access. It goes back to the potential burn of this game because of the current lack of content. But honestly, again, the content isn't that lacking. Anyways, there is solo play as well, though I haven't really played much of it. I just pretty much jumped right into the multiplayer. But that's about it as far as extra features is concerned. As far as options is concerned, pretty good, I have to say, as far as the video options is concerned. Now, there's a lot of different stuff being displayed here, and I'm pretty confident that you guys can read just fine. So you guys can check it out right here, what's available for you to tweak and turn off and on and all that kind of stuff. But it's pretty robust, especially considering that this is still early access. As far as audio, usual suspect as far as audio sliders is concerned. I'm going to turn this back up now that we're not recording anymore, or at least we're about to stop recording. As control, you can fully customize your key binding. It does support the gamepad, although I question why you would want to use a gamepad in FPS when you have a keyboard and mouse. But, you know, PC mustard race and all that. And gameplay. You can turn your FOV, although my biggest criticism for this little menu here is that FOV is set on percentage rather than angle degree. So I have no idea what 100% is or what 120% is. Like 100% of what? 100% of 90 degrees? 100% of 100 degrees? Right? But that's really only kind of minor, but there you go. Getting a little nitpicky there. But there you go, guys. Killing Floor 2. Pretty enjoyable, I have to say. I've definitely been enjoying my time, and I'm definitely going to be enjoying more of Killing Floor 2 in the near future. Hopefully I'll see you online. Anyways, folks, I'm going to get out of here. Hopefully you guys found this informative. Hopefully you found this enjoyable. If you did, show me some love, like, share, fave, and comments. If you haven't already, subscribe. And I'll bring you more videos like this. Thanks for watching, guys. All the shout outs.